Hi, I'm Anthony McCulloch-Howard here with Tim Polaro, and welcome to this week's Nauset News. Here's some announcements. For the class of 2018 students, the warranty on your student iPad expires on June 10th, 2017, and the cost to replace a broken or cracked screen will increase from $100 to $120 when it's currently only $30. We strongly recommend if you have a cracked screen, you bring it to the IT office, which is in room B202, before that date, so you can get it repaired for a cheaper price. Outside of the guidance office in N building, there are still summer jobs posted on the bulletin. And for seniors who don't want to lose all their Google Drive files, if you go to the Nauset News Bulletin online on the Nauset High School page, you can follow the steps so you can transfer your files and not lose all of them. If you didn't order a yearbook yet but you still want one, you can go to B201, the fashion design room, and for Miss McGowan you can get one for $75. And there's a junior lifeguard program that will be offered over the summer in July by the Cape Cod National Seashore for ages 13 to 17. If you're interested, contact Gordon Miller at 508-487-2100 if you're interested. Now the lineup.
All right, so first we have Sports by Charlie and Spencer. Things to Do by Tori Shee and Nicole. Your Fashion Tip by Abby Wright. Ben Niggle on Political Spotlight. Student Council Updates from Jack Auer. A special report by Shay Kuna and Landon Parr. Talent Search by Josh Devlin. Your Weekly Health Tip, Water Safety by Tyler Hoffman. And our High Five Student of the Week is junior Emma Bersin, who will be interviewed by Parker Cameron. And lastly will be this week's extra story by Kellen Perry.
And on to our top story.
Hi, I'm Ben Niggle on Nauset News. Today for your top story, we'll be looking inside the classroom of a yearbook and the new yearbook that they just completed. Let's go check it out. So now I'm here with Emily Kavanaugh and Elizabeth Edney, who are both students of the Nauset yearbook class, and next year they'll be editors. So Emily, what are some, who's this book dedicated to this year?
This year we dedicated the yearbook to Mr. Clark, and it's in the back of the book, and we gave it to him last night at the senior banquet.
And how did you choose Mr. Clark to be the recipient?
Well, there were some seniors in the class, and they had a big influence, and I think he was part of the advisee program for the seniors, so they voted on him. He's just a really well-liked teacher around the school, so.
Very cool. And I understand this looks like it takes a long time to actually make, but how long does it take?
Well, we start when we come to school in September. We have to gather all information that goes into the yearbook, and we finish in April. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much all year.
Wow. And what do you think has been a challenge this year that making this book? What's been a challenge?
Our biggest challenge was we had a contract with a new company this year, so we had to switch our programs on the computers, and just the learning curve and the adjustment period really set us behind for all of our deadlines. So we all have to work hard to get all the pages in.
They look great, so their work has paid off. So each of you, if you want to say what are you proud about this book? What was one of the accomplishments that you actually put your touch on?
I'm really proud of all the new students that we've had in yearbook this year. We've only had Emily and I were repeating years, and Ada O'Hara, the editor, and Maddie DeRocher. But the other students in the class were all new, and they really took on the challenge with 100%, and they learned how to do everything really fast, and we got the book done.
So if students want to get involved and actually help make the yearbook for next year, how do they do that?
Well, it's a class, and it meets B3 every year. So you just have to talk to your guidance counselor to switch in. And Miss McGowan's the teacher. So.
Well, thank you guys. Well, that's it for this top story. Thanks for watching Nauset News, and this has been the yearbook class. I'm Ben Niggle.
Hi, I'm Abby Wright, here with your Fashion Tip of the Week. Now that school's almost out, it's time to start thinking about what we'll be wearing at the beach once we have some more free time. The primary trend for this summer are one-piece swimsuits, which are making a big comeback after being out of style for quite a few years. They come in a variety of styles to suit your individual tastes, including patterns, solid colors, and metallics. Speaking of metallics, they're the main fabric trend in style right now. I've seen a lot of rose gold shoes, hats, and jackets that really stand out in the sun. Next, cropped leggings are incredibly stylish during this upcoming season. Not only are they very comfortable and great for athletics, but they can also be dressed up and down to suit the occasion. Although you mostly see these leggings in black, they also come in a multitude of colors and styles with mesh cutouts and strappy details. Finally, your jewelry should switch to more of the minimal side as the weather starts to get hotter. No one wants to be carrying around thick statement pieces when they only add more weight and heat to your outfit. Instead, opt for thin chain necklaces or bracelets with smaller charms and jewels. Since the summer heat won't be going away for a few months, we might as well find a way to adopt our outfits to keep us cool. I'm Abby Wright, and this has been your Fashion Tip of the Week.
Hello, this is Joshua Devlin for the Nauset News Talent Search segment. We have Wesley Hornberger here, who's going to play some guitar for us. Hey, Wes, how long have you been playing guitar for?
About 10 years.
10 years, nice. What made you start playing guitar?
I saw a couple videos of like Slash and some other guitar players, and I was like, I want to do that. So I just started playing.
Can you play something for us?
Yeah, sure. What do you want me to play?
What do you know?
I don't know. There's a long list.
Do you know any Beatles songs?
Maybe. Let's see.
This has been Joshua Devlin for the Nauset Talent Search, signing off.
Hello, I'm Jack Howard, and welcome to the Nauset Student Council update. Currently in Student Council, we have just planned Faculty Friday, which was held on June 9. Like usual, it was a huge success, with more than 50 faculty members coming out and seeing how much they are valued through a student put-together breakfast. Student Council looks forward to holding more Faculty Fridays when the new school year rolls on in. Additionally, in Student Council, we are considering holding a car wash during the month of July in order to get a jump start on raising money for the annual statewide conference we attend every year in Hyannis. Finally, Student Council is already starting to think about homecoming. It will meet a couple times during the summer to plan things such as Spirit Days and the pep rally. If you're thinking of joining Student Council, please email studentcouncil@nausetschools.org to find out when it's exactly meeting. Our current executive board is myself as president, Elizabeth Edney as vice president, Ben Niggle as treasurer, Kai Howard as secretary, Isabel Merle and Jordan Auer as historians, Lily Merle as faculty liaison, Lily Bueller as social media coordinator, and Michael Sanborn as school committee liaison. This has been your Nauset Student Council update. I'm Jack Auer. Thank you and good night.
Hi, I'm Spencer Jones.
I'm Charlie Campbell.
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Nauset News, and we're going to start things off by Charlie telling us a little bit about the baseball team.
The Nauset boys baseball team unfortunately lost their first round playoff game on June 1st at Eldridge Park against Westwood. They lost 10-5, but it was a great effort by the boys, and they had a great season.
They're really making steps in the right direction right now, I'd say. And for the Nauset girls lacrosse, they also unfortunately lost in the first round of their playoff game to a very, very good Notre Dame Academy. And it was a great effort all season by the girls. And we'd like to give a special shout out to some of the seniors. That includes Greta Walther, Mackenzie Meads, Lauren Schiffenhaus, Georgia Benz, Abby Frazier, and we wish the best of luck to all of them and their future endeavors.
Certainly.
And how about the girls tennis team?
So the girls tennis team won their first playoff match thanks to the Dodoli sisters once again, and we will update you when we hear when the next match will be.
Well, that of course is some awesome news. And just to stay in shape for the summer, there is the Nauset Warrior Camp, and obviously that's during the summer months, and that is at the high school right here in Eastham. And they have it on different days during the week, and usually they have it pretty early in the morning. So you can do that, go home, shower, change for your job, or whatever you have to do, whether you're doing a different camp too. And it's a great way to stay in shape over the summer. And it's also a good look if you're looking to play a fall sport. And you can contact Coach Matson, whose contact info is on the Nauset website for more information if you need it. And Charles, what are you going to be doing over the summer to kind of help stay in shape? Because you play golf in the fall, correct?
I do play golf in the fall, and I think I I may be attending a few camps for basketball actually as well.
Nice.
So I'll be playing golf and basketball this summer. What
Nice.
about you?
Oh, I'm probably going to be playing in our high school basketball summer league in Hyannis. I might do another couple leagues and maybe might do a camp myself. So I mean that should be fun, along with some swimming, which always is fun.
Always is good.
And
You're a lifeguard, right?
I am a lifeguard, yes. And so I'm looking forward to doing
You
that.
gotta stay in stellar shape for that.
Exactly. It's a very important job. Well, thank you very much for watching sports on Nauset News. I'm Spencer Jones.
I'm Charlie Campbell.
And we will see you next year.
Welcome to Political Spotlight on Nauset News. I'm Ben Niggle and I'll be your reporter today. This week we will focus on the Paris climate deal and the United States withdrawal. President Trump claimed that the Paris Climate Accord was, and I quoted, not fair to the United States, its businesses, its workers, its people, and its taxpayers. So we're getting out. Although Trump vowed that we will start to negotiate and we will see if we can make a deal that is fair, and if we can, that's great, and if we can't, that's fine. Under the terms of the Paris Climate Agreement, the earliest the United States can formally withdraw from the deal is the next presidential election in 2020. This is great for the citizens who are worried that withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord will severely damage the material world. Many professionals and politicians believe that by withdrawing from the Paris climate deal, China has a significant opportunity to step up and possibly become the #1 superpower. By withdrawing from this deal, the sea levels could rise, temperatures could soar, and carbon dioxide pollution could rise also. Although many citizens like President Trump's idea of putting the United States first, several large CEOs say they will no longer participate in White House advisory councils. Among them, Elon Musk, Tesla chief executive, and Robert Iger, Disney chief executive, will quit White House discussions. We can only wait and see what the repercussions of withdrawing from the Paris climate deal will cost the world and the United States specifically. Thank you for watching Political Spotlight on Nauset News. This has been Ben Niggle, and now on to your next segment.
Hi, I'm Tori Shee.
And I'm Nicole Shealy.
With this week's Things to Do. With the summer right around the corner, there are many things to be doing around Cape Cod. Here are just a few suggestions. Saturday, June 10th, is the Cotuit Contra Dance at 8 p.m. at the Freedom Hall in Cotuit. Sunday, June 11th, is a Woods Hole Jazz Summer Series with the Tim Ray Trio at the Highfield Hall and Gardens in Falmouth at 4 p.m. Monday, June 12th, there is a Friends of the Dennis George DeShaw Golf Tournament at 8 a.m. at the Dennis Highlands Golf Course. If you have any dogs, there is a happy hour dog owner social Tuesday, June 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Cape Cod Beer Company in Hyannis. Wednesday, June 14th, there's a tea and talk at 2 p.m. at the Dennis Senior Center in South Dennis. Thursday, June 15th, is an Atwood High house tour at 11 a.m. in Wellfleet. And finally, Friday, June 16th, there's a Parrot Head Night at the Hinder Ground featuring High Altitude at 8 p.m. at the Brewster VFW Hall. There are many things to be doing outside these next few weeks. But when it's not so nice out, here is Nicole with a few movie suggestions.
Firstly, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales is a 2.5-hour action movie starring Johnny Depp. Captain Jack Sparrow has to defeat deadly ghost sailors led by his nemesis, Captain Salazar. His only hope of survival lies in seeking the legendary Trident of Poseidon, but he needs to forge an alliance with a young astronomer to be able to find it. This adventurous movie was rated 7 out of 10. Secondly, Wonder Woman, a 2.5-hour science fiction film, is about Diana's life before she became Wonder Woman. While she was Princess of the Amazon, Diana was trained to be an unconquerable warrior and was raised on a sheltered island paradise. This family-friendly movie was rated 8.5 out of 10. Lastly, Everything Everything is a drama and romance film about Maddie, played by Amandla Stenberg, who is unable to leave her house because of an illness. Ollie, who is the boy next door, won't let that stop them from being together. This movie was rated 6 out of 10. There are a ton of new movies to see on a rainy day or if you're just in the mood. I'm Nicole Shealy.
And I'm Tori Shee.
And this was Things to Do.
Hi, I'm Parker Cameron and welcome to this week's High Five. Today we're here with Emma Bersin, who is a top student in the junior class, who received many awards during the Underclassmen Awards Night, including the Spanish Department Award, the Regis College Book Award, and the Community Service Award for 100 hours. The Rensselaer Institute Award, and going into awards night, did you expect to win so many awards?
No, I didn't.
No? So how did you feel about winning all these awards?
I really didn't expect it. It was... I'm sorry.
Say it.
It was cool.
How did you, what would you say is your most, your favorite class that you're good at?
I really like Spanish and chemistry.
What do you like about those classes?
With those classes, there seems to be a lot that you can relate to the real world. And
Go ahead.
and there's just a lot you can apply it to. So it seems like it's pretty helpful.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I think I'd like to be either a veterinarian or a forensic scientist.
So what schools are you looking at?
I'm looking at UMass Amherst because they have a very good veterinary program. And there's a lot of options.
Do you have any hobbies outside of school, like instruments or anything?
Not instruments, I like reading.
Reading? Wow. Can you give a favorite book or recommendation?
I don't have a favorite, but Harry Potter's good.
Alright. I'm Parker Cameron. This has been this week's High Five.
Welcome to this week's special report. I'm Shay Cuna. Each year, at the end of the final term, a class election is held. Each class has 4 officers: president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. Many of the officers want to remain in office, but new students are allowed to run for the position through official paperwork turned into the student council advisors, Ms. Kimmick and Mrs. Tupper. Once the papers are turned in, speeches are given, and the student body votes. Today, we'll check in on an advisor to check out the duties and importance of the elected officers in terms of the role they will have next year in the 2017-2018 school year. We're also hoping to hear from a student officer.
So I'm joined with Ben Niggle, and you're running for office, right?
I am.
Okay. So what do you enjoy about school politics? Why are you running?
So, I really enjoy our class politics because I want to get involved in our class and I want to have a voice in what we do and what we fundraise for. So for example, because I'm in Senate, I'll be able to have a bigger voice in prom and activities leading up to our senior year. I think it's important to get involved and, represent people. So yeah.
Nice. Is anyone running against you? And if so, who?
So this year I'm running for vice president for the class of 2019, and I'm running against Hannah Brunel, Hema Patel, and those are the ones I know I'm running against. Some people join last minute because applications are due the day we're taping this, so we won't know exactly who I'm running against until tonight.
Okay. And what is the most important contribution that you hope to bring to the class?
So what I think really sets me apart between my competitors is that I, first of all, am pretty experienced in student politics. I have been a senator for 2 years in my class, and I also am the only candidate that has been on student council. So I feel like being a senator for 2 years and also being on student council has really shown me how to get fundraisers past the school committee and what fundraisers really work. So I can bring my experience to help fundraise money and also class activities, have the leadership skills necessary to actually put them on successfully.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm joined with Mrs. Kimmick, and Mrs. Kimmick, why is this election so important, and what jobs and duties does each officer have?
So every year it's important because what you're doing is you're choosing the members of your class that will best represent you in order to fundraise and plan events for your class, with the big end goal being a successful and affordable prom by the end of your senior year. So there are 4 elected positions for each class: president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, and they each have a little bit of a different role, but overall they are all responsible for helping in the fundraising and planning for the events.
Nice. And what is your role in this process?
So just as a student council advisor, I kind of help facilitate the elections and the speeches. All of the applications were turned into student council because we have the job of just making sure that everything goes accordingly, and to make sure that it's equal and fair and that there's a deadline and that that's upholded.
And what are you hoping to see on June 9th?
I just hope that this year that, students are choosing the candidate that's going to be the best fit for the job at hand and not basing it on, a popularity contest or choosing the person that was the funniest, but really students should be thinking about who is going to serve their class the best.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank our current and future candidates for the student government, and good luck. Tune in next week to hear the final results of this year's election. This has been Shay Kuna and Landon Parr with your special report. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Tori Shue with this week's Extra Story, and today we'll be interviewing Ms. McDonald, who has worked at Nauset for 19 years. Ms. McDonald is the guidance secretary and has many duties such as the scholarship coordinator, foreign student liaison, and scheduled guidance appointments. Now, Mrs. McDonald, what other jobs do you do as the guidance secretary?
Oh, I do all the appointments for all the counselors. I register any new students who want to come to the high school. I take care of students who are transferring out of the high school. I'm in charge of all the records for all the students present and past. We're legally obligated to keep transcripts for 60 years. So I'm in charge of all those records. And at the end of the year, we take care of all the seniors, get all their transcripts to their colleges. As you said, scholarships, all that good stuff.
And what has been your favorite thing about working at Nauset?
The people, obviously. I absolutely love the people here at Nauset. I wouldn't have been here. All three of my kids went to school here. It's just a great place to be. It's a real family type situation.
And what has been some of the most difficult things about working here?
Working long hours, and I've worked 19 years without a window. I've never had a window in an office, and that's kind of depressing because I never know what the weather's like, but basically it's been all good.
Good. And moving on to some outside of school activities, what are some hobbies you have?
My grandkids. So I don't have hobbies. I like to go to the gym, and what I will be doing is babysitting my brand new he'll be 3 months by the time I start babysitting grandson, and I have a 3-year-old grandson, and my mom is 98 and still alive and well, so I'm going to spend some time with my mom.
Good. All right, and do you plan on picking up any activities outside of school other than...
I have a bike that's been gaining dust in the basement, and I'd like to get the bike out, and because, as you know, my husband's the principal here, and he'll still be working, so I have 2 sisters who will both be retiring this year also, so we plan on doing some things together, maybe some travel.
Nice. All right, well, thank you for your time here and your dedication at Nauset. And I'm Tori Shee, and that was this week's Extra Story.
I'm Tyler Hoffman with this week's Health Tip. Today we're going to be talking about water safety for this summer. One of the things you need to be aware of is shark safety. Always use your common sense. Obey all the flags and whatever the lifeguards tell you. Don't be wearing flashy jewelry or swim too far from shore. Make sure you know the rules of the beach also. If there's lifeguards there, you definitely want to be respecting them and listening to their rules. Now, one big thing is life jacket safety. Always use one when you're on any watercraft and make sure it's properly on. This includes kayaks, canoes, and even paddle boards. You really don't want to be stuck way out in the ocean and have a strong wind come and you can't swim back to shore and you're just stuck there. Another thing is when you're swimming, always swim with a friend that can swim and you trust, because their life can be in your hands sometimes, and you want to make sure that you trust them and they can swim pretty well. Also, before you do anything in the water, make sure you know the conditions and the weather for that today, because just in case it could be sunny at one moment and then the next it's awful and you're stuck out there. Also, be aware of the strength of the currents when you're in the ocean. You don't want to be caught in a rip current and then end up going out towards the ocean. That's very dangerous. And also be aware of the undertow in the waves. You don't want to be stuck in that because it will not be fun. Also, in ponds, always check the depth of the water so you don't unexpectedly go to a drop-off, especially if you're a weak swimmer. That's no good because you don't want to drown. Now, don't swim where motorboats or jet skis are allowed because some drivers can be distracted or just not paying attention at all, and you do not want to be hit by one of those because chances are you will die. And finally, if you do swim alone, make sure you tell somebody where you're going just in case, and also buy a safety buoy that goes over the shoulder and you can see where you are, so chances are if you pass out or you go underwater, there will be a buoy where you are so people can get to you. And that has been our health tip of the week. Thank you.